And welcome to a Clinical Trader video series looking at silver again, looking for the update. Start with this screen here, and the reason for that is that sometimes looking at the past can help us to understand what's happening now and perhaps even into the future. Increases predictability. All right, so this is silver price action. You can see on the bottom here we've got January 2016, so it's a long time ago. And I should point out that each of these bars that you see in the pricing is 1 week's worth of trading. So you can see it's quite condensed in terms of time. So we start at 2016. At the beginning of 2016, January. You'll notice that we do rally through January, April, March, very strong period of time. And I should point out that today is actually the 29th of December. So, if we're going to get a repeat, we could see similar price action. Okay, we'll just go forward in time. You can see in 2017, we have the same thing at the start of the year. We rally. 2018, we actually went down. 2018, here we go, it was flat, all right, historically. And then we get to 2019, we had a little bit of a rally, but not much out of that, really. So we take that into consideration. Now, 2020, we get to the pandemic and look at the sell-off here all the way down. And I marked in the low here with this upward trend. We'll look at that in a sec. The other thing too to note is we've got these points where price stopped rising at this area in this range. So between 18 and 19, this was resistance. And I've marked those spots in red here on the chart. And they're important. Let's go forward. Actually, before we do, you'll notice that we had support here, support. So we thought this would hold, but of course it did break down in a big way and rebounded straight away and went back up. This often, if it can hold above the initial support line, if it can hold above it, usually we get a really good rally out of there. So that's something to consider as we go forward. All right, so we rallied out of there. We got to up to here to $30 where we hit this high. Let's move forward. I'm going to zoom this out a little bit too so we can see it more clearly. So here's those points that we had in red that were resistance. You'll notice that once we broke out, now it became support down here. So we switched from resistance to support. And we had this upward trend. Now, this was not possible to place at the time because we had no reference point in order to have it touch certain price levels. But once we hit this one, you can see through here we get more and more opportunity as the price is rising. That's buyers stepping in and buying these dips down below the yellow area here. And of course, eventually, the overwhelming weight of buyers just simply push this higher, hence the rockets. We went up, we came down, we made another low, we went up, we met this high here, which had been formed in the past. That's not really formed there, but it's close. This one definitely. A few times it hit it, couldn't hold it. We went back down. We've hit it again in May of 2023. We've since been in this congestion zone, up and down, up and down. Another example of that breakdown that just simply reversed and we went higher. And of course, that led us to these highs up here, where we thought that we were actually going to make the move and break higher. Well, of course, that did not happen. We'll zoom in so we can see that. And we came back down into this congestion zone here, and we stopped and we turned around. Now, within all of that, we've actually had a pattern form called a inverted head and shoulders, and I've put these on the chart here. So we've got the shoulder, we've got the shape that makes that shoulder. We have the head here, and we have the shoulder over here. The other thing that I want to point out before I wrap this video up is that from these lows here, we've had a higher low, we've had a higher low, and these lows get higher and higher, and we're back within this triangle that's been forming since July of 2020. So it's a long period of time, and it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter as we work our way towards the end of the triangle. It will resolve one way or the other. Okay, these higher lows here indicate to me that it is indeed possible that eventually we will break through. And with interest rates on hold and perhaps forecast to actually have some rate cuts in 2024, that would support the case for a higher price. Now, here's the silver price. Just as I wrap up here, I want you to think for a moment about an asset, okay, that is not higher than it was way back in 1980. Okay, the value of that asset not higher than 1980, because we have silver that is well below the highs of $45 an ounce down here in the range of $23 an ounce. In fact, you could argue that it's half of the value it had in 1980. There, I don't think I can think of any asset which is half the value it was in 1980. And so I can only see this resolving one way in the longer run, where it's going to have to uh, make some pretty serious gains in order to reflect inflation over that time from 1980. And so I'm very bullish on silver in the longer run. In terms of shorter time frame, I'll go to the daily here just so we can see that more clearly. So here we are over here. Each bar now is a day. You can see that we're right in that mid-range, and it could go either way. I'm probably more likely to believe that it's going to come back down to touch either the blue line or possibly all the way back down here. But if you believe the theory that we have higher lows, then we might actually bottom out somewhere in here where we have all this support over on this side here. So something like in the range of $23.60 could be a place where I might be interested in getting back into silver. At the moment, I'm neutral, to be honest, and we'll see what happens. All right, that's another video. Thank you for listening.